Good evening, everyone. Welcome into your Advanced Performance Management class. I hope you all are doing well. So this is Matlub Ilahi, your Advanced Performance Management course leader. I will be leading this course from start till your success. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I have been teaching in Mauritius between 2013 and 2019 for almost 6 years. You might have heard about me. I teach two courses at ACCA, Advanced Performance Management and Strategic Business Leader. Beside teaching these two courses, which I am very much passionate about both courses. You will see all these. Besides these, teaching these, I am working as ESG and sustainability consultant, where I work with various organizations in measuring, reporting, capturing their environmental footprints, their emissions, and making their operations more sustainable. This subject is very close to my heart, Advanced Performance Management, and this definitely you will feel when I will be teaching this course, like as from today itself. This subject has a very bright future, and I am working to take this subject to the next level. I mean, I am also doing my PhD, not started yet, but soon I will be starting my PhD and specializing in this subject. But my core area is more like sustainable performance management. So this is a little bit introduction of mine. Now I would like to hear from you guys. You introduce yourself. How many papers are you taking? And what do you think of advanced performance management? Please, you can share your thoughts now. What do you think of this paper? My voice is clear? Can you hear me clearly? Hello, Sohela, Sweta, can you hear me clearly? Okay. Please introduce yourself. What do you think of this paper? And how many papers are you taking for September?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm taking two papers, SBL and APM.
Okay.
For September.
For September.
These are the last two papers remaining.
Okay. So you have got very good combination. Because
yeah.
both papers support each other. So your burden, your work pressure definitely will be reduced.
I just hope I've taken the right choice because I was following AFM, but I did not take part for the exam because I found it quite tough. So now I have changed recently to APM. I want to know if I made the wise decision.
Okay, and what you have heard about this paper?
It's quite challenging. It is quite challenging.
It is quite challenging.
Okay.
I've got through the pass rates as well. It is very, very challenging.
Okay. But okay, like you are also taking the SPL, so both papers support each other basically.
Okay.
Both are interconnected with each other, both are interlinked with each other. There are several topics which you will be studying in both subjects. Okay. For example, like the technology, especially, there's a lot of discussion of technology in the SPL, and there's a lot of discussion of technology in the advanced performance management as well. So there are several topics are common, and definitely you will be enjoying when you are studying both papers together. Okay. And
Okay.
you will see, like when I will introduce this paper, you will see like how closely this paper is connected with the SPL paper. Okay, all right, thank you very much. And yes, please, Svista, would you like to introduce yourself? Like how many papers you are taking and what do you think of this paper? Hello, Svista, can you hear? Okay, so first of all, I would like to congratulate you guys for choosing a paper that has a future. Why I'm saying that this paper has a future, you will see. Okay, although there are a lot of myths about this paper, a lot of people think that this paper is very difficult or this paper is challenging, or no, that is not correct at all. This paper requires a mindset. This paper requires a clear mindset about the syllabus, about the exam. This is about advanced performance management. So if you understand the scope, if you understand from day one, okay, what you are doing, you will definitely enjoy this paper. Okay, from day one, if you understand the concept of this paper, if you understand the logic of this paper, if you understand the scope of this paper, you will definitely be enjoying. Okay, so that's why I always congratulate those who choose this paper, because you have made absolutely right choice. Next. So I have already introduced myself and you also have shared your thoughts. Let's start our discussion with business world, knowing business world in 21st century. Okay, we are in 2022. Okay, right now we are in 2022 and the world is facing a lot of challenges today. In this year 2022, the business world, the overall world is facing several challenges. Okay, but here we are here to discuss business world, so our focus will remain on the business. Businesses are facing so many problems, so many issues, so much uncertainty is all across the globe. Okay, let's have a look. What are the performance management challenges of modern 21st century organizations? What are the key challenges which the organizations are facing? So let's begin our discussion with first of all, like there is supply chain problem today. Supply chain problem today. All across the globe, there is problem in the supply chain. You might have heard even in Mauritius as well. Okay, there would be problem in the oil, coal, minerals, food, and energy, and a lot of other supply chain problems are going on in the world. So businesses which depend upon import or export, they are facing this problem. Okay, orders are being delayed, prices are going up, shipping cost going up, commodities prices going up, manufacturing cost going up. So overall, the whole world is facing the inflation. Even in Mauritius, you have seen the prices are going up. Okay, food prices are going up, commodity prices are going up, energy prices are going up everywhere. This is uncertainty, and this is a new world. Okay, we are just trying to get out of the pandemic. Okay, we have seen, we have witnessed how we have faced the circumstances between 2019 to 2022. In all these 3 years, these are the 3 years of uncertainty. Okay, business closed down. There are like governments are restrictions, and a lot of problems are going on. Okay, there are lockdowns, there is like travel ban, and the countries or the businesses such as in Mauritius, for example. Now think of the businesses in Mauritius, for example, how they are getting affected because of this global supply chain and global issues. Okay, so this is related, directly related to performance management. This is directly related to performance management because their performance is being affected. Their sales revenues are being affected. Their costs are going down and profitability is being affected. Their market share is being affected. Overall, their business future and sustainability is getting affected. So this is the story of just today in which we are living today. Okay, we are talking about performance management. But there are other factors as well which are affecting the performance of the organizations today. For example, there is a technology disruption. Okay, technology disruption. What is technology disruption? Look at the latest business models. For example, you look at the Tesla, you look at the Amazon, and you look at the Microsoft, Apple, Spotify, the Netflix, these type of businesses, how they are disrupting this world. And think of this right now. We are in a virtual classroom. We are in a virtual classroom. Imagine if you had to take this class 5 years back, that might have been difficult because 5 years back, we were not ready. 5 years back, we were not ready. But during the pandemic, how the new business models have emerged, how the new technology developments have emerged, these have made things easy. We are now more in the virtual economy than ever before. This is called virtual economy. So my dear, welcome into the virtual economy. Okay, virtual economy. So as businesses are going into virtual economy, businesses are going into digital. Okay, so there is more need for performance management. More need for performance management. Why? Because here is interesting thing to listen. Interesting thing to listen is that now organizations facing different set of challenges. Different set of challenges than ever before. So the concept of accounting, concept of performance management is changing. This is welcome to the 2022. Welcome to the 21st century. We are talking about technology disruption. So every business, just give me the name of any business and I can tell you, just give me the name of any industry and I can tell you how that industry is going through disruption, how technology, new players, competition, and a lot of factors are transforming the business and economies. Okay, so performance management is becoming very exciting subject. Next, climate change. We all know And we are experiencing this. We are witnessing this. And in Mauritius, you might also have witnessed this climate change impact. Okay, how weather conditions are changing, how rain patterns are changing, how the moisture content, the patterns of clouds, and how weathers like summers are becoming more hotter. Okay, summers are becoming more hotter, rains are becoming more severe, floods, and all these things are causing disruption. This is another way of disruption. Okay, climate change, another way, another disruption force. So imagine almost every business is vulnerable, and especially those companies, those business organizations that rely on natural capital, for example, that rely on like the agriculture-based businesses. Imagine how much vulnerable they are. Okay, for example, think of sugarcane, think of wheat, think of rice, cotton. Okay, all the business, there are hundreds, billions of dollars of industries rely upon these. Okay, so there is rising climate risk. What? Climate risk is rising. Understand? So again, performance management role increasing. Performance management role is increasing. The role of the management accountants is increasing. Okay, so the role of the accountant has shifted, my dear. Let me make it clear to you. Accountants normally think that they will be passing transactions, they will be making simple entries. My dear, those days are gone. We are in 21st century. Softwares are taking over the basic, all the job. Okay, softwares and the new technologies, for example, the blockchain. Okay, how these technologies are making the information and data more trustable, more transparent, more traceable. So accountants' role is changing very fast. We are now on the upper side, not on the lower end of the data entry. Understand? So our role has changed. Then it comes to customers. Today, customers are different than ever before. Today, when we talk about customers, for example, we talk about millennials. We talk about Generation Z, Gen Z. They are our major customers now. Okay, well, I'm not talking about our parents. Their role in the spending might be little, but think of the millennials. Millennials, okay, they are making more decisions, for example, about purchasing a house or constructing a new house, or like the other main spendings which we do in our homes. Understand, these are the decisions made by millennials. Okay, or Generation Z, they are like shopping, fashion, all these industries. So the pattern customers are different, their mindset are different, their expectations are different, they are more aware, they are using the social media, they are on the Instagram, they are on the Twitter, they are on the Facebook, they are on the YouTube, they are LinkedIn, they are on the TikTok. Okay, so their mindset are different. We are dealing with TikTok generation. TikTok generation. So imagine here the role of the performance management is different. Here we are expected to understand the customers. Typically, this was the function of the marketing department to understand the needs and the wants of the customers. But no, my dear. We performance management consultants and experts, we performance management specialists are also required to understand customers. Yes, my dear, you have heard right. There are new positions are emerging. These are called performance management experts. If you are in US or if you go to UK or Canada, okay, over there, performance management specialists, jobs are rising. This is new field in accounting. This is not traditional like finance or traditional accounting. No, their role is much bigger. Compliance, regulation. Okay, today, as the challenges are increasing, for example, about technology, about data, about employment, okay, about health and safety. So there is massive change in the compliances as well. Okay, so those business here, again, there's a need for compliance officers. There's a need for the regulatory support officers who are keeping track of changes in compliance, and they are ensuring that organization is complying with those regulatory requirements. For example, if your company is exporting to Europe, for example, and you are a textile mill, imagine you are a textile mill, or you are like in any industry, for example, a steel mill, for example, and you export to Europe. You might have heard about the latest European border tax law. Okay, so how will you ensure that your company comply with that law? How you will ensure that the latest European Union requirements about textile, about traceability, about transparency, about supply chain of textile, how will you ensure that your company is complying with all those standards set by the European Union? So here again, the role of the performance management is in the center. Performance management role is becoming very exciting. Next, my dear, risk. We know that today risks are different than 10, 20 years back. If you ask anyone, your parents or your like other relatives who are doing business since last 30, 40 years, and you ask them that how is the business situation today, they will definitely reply you that today business is becoming more difficult than ever before. Business in 20 years back was quite easy, was quite standardized, was quite straightforward. Why? There was no social media, there was no much competition, and there was no much hype about technology, about climate change, and customers were just straightforward. They were not very much choosy. They were not like with the kind of aggressive attitudes. No, but today there is a different situation. Risk landscape has changed, and if you list down risk, okay, you will find a lot of risk which modern organizations are facing. Okay, next is regulation. Regulations are changing very fast, all right, because the governments have to introduce new regulation to tackle the new economy. What new economy means? We are talking about new economy, and new economy mean this is a virtual economy. This is virtual economy. We are now making orders online, we are purchasing online, we are contracting online, we are dealing online. So there are a lot of documents are moving in between, there's a lot of data is moving in between. So there is a need for regulation. Then the competition landscape is far, far different than in the past. Okay, I frequently speak on this point that today, if you, for example, you are in hotel business, okay, and you think your other hotel is your competitor, no, you are not thinking right. Your competitor might be one you don't know. For example, Airbnb. Okay, Airbnb is not in typical hoteling business, but that is giving a tough time to the hotels. Understand? Same goes for almost every industry. Why? Because there are new alternatives are emerging. New alternatives are emerging. New materials are emerging. For example, think of like the auto industry. Okay, auto industry. 15 years back, who might have thought that a Tesla will come and start giving tough time and start completely changing the face of the auto sector? Who might have thought 15 years back? But in 2008, when Tesla was introduced, that was a big blow to the typical traditional auto industry. Okay. And same goes in every industry. We are now talking about to quit fossil fuels. Okay. We are talking about quit fossil fuel, quit diesel, petrol, and we are now going into renewable energy. We are going in renewable energy. The point here is that new business models are coming. New business models are emerging. Okay. Next, human capital. Next big challenge is human capital. Now, previously we used to speak word human resource, but now we use word human capital. Why? Because skill, knowledge is becoming key asset. Knowledge, skill, experience becoming key asset for the organizations. Okay. So there is need to attract, to retain, to develop your key human capital. Understand? So the point here is, especially in technology industry, especially in virtual economy, this is becoming more important. My dear, typical skills are getting like obsolete. Typical skills are getting outdated. We need to have the new skills. We need to have the new knowledge. We need to have the new competencies. Understand? So all these will require us to learn and become more valuable for the organizations. So here again, the role of performance management. Role of performance management to measure the impact of skills, impact of skills, impact of knowledge. For example, Google is now almost $1 trillion company, near to $1 trillion company. But you would be amazed that almost 90%, this is just a rough estimate, 90% of Google value is knowledge driven, and only 10% value is based on physical assets, buildings, its data centers, and other equipment. 90% of Google value is based on knowledge. That's why we call it knowledge economy. Virtual economy is knowledge economy. So are you a knowledge worker? You need to ask question. You need to ask this question. Okay, is your skill relevant to modern economy needs? You need to simply ask this question. Okay, how relevant are you? How much value are you adding? How much value are you adding? Or your skill, your knowledge, your experience, how much value you are adding to the organization? My dear, now this is the role of the performance management. We measure interesting things. Today, we measure new and exciting things. Welcome into the world of performance management. Okay, so I hope that with this almost 35 minutes of discussion, you would have got the idea about this subject. you might have got the idea about how interesting, how valuable this subject is, which you have selected. You may not be aware of all the interesting facts, interesting insights about this subject. I hope you are now clear and you will be more motivated now to study this subject with much interest. And let me make it clear, the same point. If you have heard the story that this subject is difficult or tough, those are absolutely wrong stories. Those are the stories of those people who have never put their best in this subject, who just try to pass this subject for the sake of passing this paper. But I personally feel that is injustice with this subject. Okay, that is injustice. This subject is beyond those thinking. Okay. Now, my dear, please let me know if you are clear about this subject and its future. And by the way, I believe in two ways of communication. You might already have noticed. I am not typical like speaker or lecturer who keep just speaking without listening to the audience. No, that is not my way. My way is engaging my audience, participating my audience, encouraging my audience to participate, to ask questions and think, write, note, and repeat and enhance your knowledge. So this is my style of teaching. Okay, as you might already have noticed how much I am excited, how much I am passionate about this subject. So same, I expect my students be as well. Okay, hello, sweetheart, you are understanding? My dear, I'm not getting any response from you. Are you there? You can type. If you can't speak, you can simply type, my dear. At least we can have your presence. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, sweetheart, you have got you have understood how beautiful is this subject. You have understood that you have made right choice. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now let's talk about what we are going to discuss today, because this is introductory class and most of we will be discussing about this paper, about this subject. So we already have discussed the point number 1, performance management challenges of 21st century organization and the role of management accountant. Management accountant or performance management specialist. Then we will look at relationship between APM, SBL, and PM. Basic concepts from performance management, main capabilities and rationale, understanding of the syllabus, approach and structure of the exam, how I will lead and add value, studying advanced performance management. So these are the topics we will be covering today. First of all, aim and use of this paper in the corporate world. This paper, I already told you, is becoming more real world paper. So if you look at the aim of this paper, to apply relevant knowledge, skills, and exercise professional judgment in selecting and applying strategic management accounting techniques in different business contexts and to contribute to the evaluation of the performance of an organization and its strategic and operational development. This is the aim of this paper. When we talk about this paper and other exams in ACCA, you can see here that APM is a strategic professional exam. Strategic professional exam. Okay, so it has very direct link with SPL. You can see here, as the Sohela was telling, that you are taking both papers together. So I already told you that both papers are highly interconnected with each other. Okay, so you can see, and on the base of this paper is performance management. You might have studied in the earlier courses at F5, and then there's a management accounting at F2 level. Okay, let's talk about the main capabilities of this paper. On successful completion of this exam, candidates should be able to use strategic planning and control models to plan and monitor organizational performance. Planning and control models. What are planning and control models? Such as budgeting. So you will be learning here about budgeting methods. Second, identify and evaluate the design features of effective performance management information and monitoring systems, and recognize the impact of development in technology on performance measurement and management system. Very interesting area, because I am practically working in this segment where I help organizations to design their information system that capture right set of data and information. So here you will be learning about how to design information system that would help the organization to measure their performance. You will also learn here the latest technology developments and how those technologies helping the organization in capturing more data and transforming their business models. Yes, what word I have used? Capture more data and transform their business models. Transform their business models. Then apply appropriate strategic performance measurement techniques in evaluating and improving organizational performance. Here we will be working on the different measures of performance management, for example, like financial measures and non-financial measures. And the fourth area is about advise clients and senior management on strategic business performance evaluation and on recognizing vulnerability to corporate failure. So this is the fourth area. Then apply a range of professional skills in addressing requirements within the advanced performance management exam. My dear, from this paper you might have heard, or because this is your first class. From September 22, there is a change not only in the syllabus, but there is also change in the way marks are allocated. Yes, I will share all the detail with you. There is a change, big change in the exam structure as well. Okay, where you will be required to work on the 5 skills. So here again, I would relate with the same point as I was telling Sohela, that in SBL, there are 5 skills, but in APM as well, there are 5 skills now has been introduced as from the September 2022. So you will be benefiting on the both sides. And then demonstrate employability and technology skills. Means these are the basic skills, like how to run computer, how to operate computer, how to operate different programs. So this is basic skill. All right, my dear, from this September 2022, syllabus has been restructured. Yes, advanced performance management syllabus has been restructured. Now there are 4 syllabus areas and 2 additional areas. Previously there were 5, but now 1 has been removed and there are 4 areas. Okay, this is A, strategic planning and control. B is about performance management, information systems and development and technology. C is about strategic performance measurement, and D is about performance evaluation. These are the 4 syllabus areas. 5E is about skills. There are 5 skills or 4 set of skills which you will be required to learn. Okay, and the 5th one is about employability. So basically you have to learn the 4 areas. E and F are about skills. E and F are about skills. You have to work on these 4 areas. Let's talk about each one by one. In section A, strategic planning and control, what will you be learning? You will be learning about strategic management accounting. What is it? What is its scope? Why it is used? Performance hierarchy. You will learn here how performance flow from top to the bottom of the organization. For example, mission, for example, strategy, for example, critical success factors. Then performance management and control of the organization. Here you will learn about the different budgeting techniques. Then changes in business structure and management accounting. You will learn here about how to change structure of your organization to achieve your corporate objectives. For example, if you find that the structure is not in line with strategy, that is very interesting point, very interesting point. For example, you know that everything starts from the vision and mission of the organization. So after mission, we have strategy. And we know that everything should follow strategy because strategy is on the top of everything after mission and vision. So everything within the organization must follow strategy. Everything within the organization must follow strategy. So if this is the case, then one of the factor is structure as well. So structure of the organization should follow strategy. For example, BMW, for example, or Volkswagen, for example. Volkswagen strategy is now that till 2025, Volkswagen wants, for example, 100% of its electric cars. Mean till 2025, Volkswagen want to transform its all operations to electric vehicle. That is not, by the way, possible. That is not possible. But anyway, they had planned after the Dieselgate scandal. You might have heard about Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal. So imagine they till 2025, or for example, say 2030, even if they are able to shift till 2030, that will be big gain. But that might be too late as well because the EV market is transforming at a very fast pace. 100% EV. Imagine if you have seen electric car, its operating system is completely different than traditional car. Are you aware of that? Do you know that electric cars, EV, electric vehicles, their operating systems are different than the typical fossil fuel or traditional cars? Are you aware of that? Electric vehicles does not need engines. They just need battery set and motor. Okay, so imagine Volkswagen has dozens of factories across the globe, dozens of factories. So imagine how Volkswagen will shift. How will it shift from traditional car making to electric vehicles? It will need to change everything. It will need to change everything. Volkswagen will need to change everything, okay, in order to achieve its performance targets. It will need to you can say, restructure its factories, restructure its skills, its employees, its knowledge, everything. And that is not easy task at all. My dear, you will learn all these type of discussions as a part of business process restructuring. Okay. Next, environmental, social, and governance. This is also called ESG factors. We know that there is increasing focus on environment. There is increasing focus on social and governance. So how these factors impact performance of the organization, how these factors impact performance. Okay, so you will be required to learn, for example, like KPIs. You will be required to learn here design information system. Design information system that will help you to capture information for all these factors. Next, performance, section B, performance measurement system and design. Here, what will you learn here? You will learn here about performance management information systems. Okay, performance management. What are performance management information system, and why does an organization need performance management information system? You will learn here about sources of management information, internal sources of information, external sources of information, cost of information. You will learn about that. Recording and processing systems and technologies. Here you will learn very interesting and exciting recording and processing technologies and systems for capturing data, for capturing the information. Okay, for example, you will learn here about cloud computing. You will learn here about Internet of Things. You will learn here about smart gadgets. You will learn here about the industrial Internet of Things. You will learn here about artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, so RFIDs, radio frequency identification devices. You will learn here the different exciting technologies here. You will learn here about data analytics. Here, this time from September, there is this area of the syllabus has been enhanced. Yes. New topics have been added to data analytics. So this is now quite prominent area under section B, data analytics. Then performance reporting, You will learn here about what is a good performance report, how to analyze performance report, and all these things. Okay, an interesting thing is that repeatedly a question is set on this area, performance report. Okay, where examiner would ask you, evaluate performance report. This is a typical question tested in the APM. Section C, strategic performance measurement. So what will you learn here? Strategic performance measures in private sector. You will learn here different financial measures. Different financial measures, such as profitability measures, such as revenue measures, growth measures, cost measures. You will learn here about the cash flow based measures, such as NPV, IRR, payback, MIRR. Yes, my dear. These are also used as performance measures. NPV. Although NPV is normally calculated when we are about to start a project, but we need to constantly evaluate. Okay, start of a project, we calculate NPV, but later stage, on the later stage, we need to ensure, later stage mean like once the project is completed or once the project is done, ensure whether targeted NPV or IRR being achieved or not, whether the project has failed or successful, whether the project failed or succeeded, we need to measure. We need to measure. This is called performance measurement. This is called performance measurement. Okay, then you will learn about divisional performance and transfer pricing issues. You will learn here the one of the trickiest topics of advanced performance management, where many students struggle here. Okay, divisional performance and transfer pricing issues. You will learn here about the measures of divisional performance, such as the like ROS. You will learn here about RI, residual income, and you will learn about one of the trickiest, EVA, economic value added. You will also learn here about transfer pricing. Okay, how to set transfer price when there are intra-division trade, intra-departmental trade, how to set price. Then strategic performance measures in not-for-profit organization. Here you will learn about value for money criteria. Value for money is about 3 E's: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. My dear, not-for-profit organizations are expected to deliver value for money. You might already have heard. When we talk about a government-funded hospital, a government-funded college, a university, a school, we expect that they are delivering value for money. Okay, they are delivering value for money. Why? Because they are given funds, they are allocated funds, and those funds may be limited. Okay, those funds may be limited in the most of the cases. So we expect that how they manage within those funds. So here we will measure whether they are achieving economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Then next topic, you will learn about non-financial performance indicators. Non-financial performance indicators are also called future value drivers. Future value drivers. My dear, in recent times, even recent times mean like after 2000, there's a lot of focus on non-financial performance indicators. Previously, organizations used to focus only on financial factors, but my dear, financial factors only tells you short-term story. Okay, finance-based measures tells short-term story. They will not tell you the future of the organization, 5 years, 10 years. So how and we can estimate. So the big question is, how can we estimate or predict the future sustainability of the organization? So for this, we will need to look at non-financial factors. What are non-financial factors? Such as quality, such as resource development, such as research and development, such as customer satisfaction. Okay, so all such as environmental investment, for example, like the investment on its climate, environment, emissions, waste. So all these. Okay, these are called future value drivers. Future value drivers. And this is a new era of performance measurement. And after that, my dear, we will work on role of quality. Here you will learn the different techniques, different quality management techniques. For example, you will learn here about total quality management. You will learn here about just in time. You will learn here about target costing. You will learn here about Kaizen costing. You will learn here about the cost of quality. And you will learn here about Six Sigma. These are all quality management techniques. Then you will learn about performance measurement and strategic human resource management issues. Now just imagine, we are using the word strategic human resource management, not just human resource management, but we are saying strategic. It means that human resource management has become a strategic level issue. I already have told you in the example of Google, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, imagine Netflix, Spotify, the people who are working, Disney, for example. This is another interesting example. For example, Disney, one of the most creative company in the world. Think of Nike, for example. You may call it Nike or Nike, okay? These are creative companies. So creativity comes from the human brain till now. Although technologies are emerging, AI-based, machine learning-based technologies are emerging, and they may be becoming more mature in the future. But right now, when we talk about the creativity, it's about the human creativity, the designers. Okay, so think of Ferrari, think of Armani, think of like LVMH. Okay, think of like the top fashion brands. All they demand creativity. So if you software development companies, technology companies, content development companies, okay, content development, by the way, this is all about virtual economy, which is knowledge economy. Point here is that how you motivate. Question here is, the big question here is, the big question, how you motivate your staff, how you develop them, okay, how you engage them, how you align them, align with your performance, with your strategy, with your targets. And then there's a behavioral aspects of performance measurement. Very interesting. Behavioral aspects, how managers behave in like strange way. Strange way mean when their activities are not aligned with the overall organization. That is called dysfunctional behavior. You might have heard about dysfunctional behavior. Dysfunctional behavior mean when the behavior or the actions of the managers are not aligned with the overall corporate goals. Okay, so here you will learn the different tricks, performance tricks which managers play, such as misrepresentation, such as myopia, such as gaming, myopia, and these type of tricks which they play to show the best of the performance. And my dear, the fourth section in the syllabus performance evaluation is alternative views of performance measurement and management. Here you will learn the different models of performance measurement, such as balanced scorecard, such as building block model, such as performance pyramid, such as activity-based management. So you will learn here, and such as value-based management. So these are the 5 performance management and measurement techniques which you will learn here. And then in the end, strategic performance issues in complex business structures. What is a complex business structure? Virtual economy or the modern businesses, modern organization is a classic example of complex structures. What is complex structure? This is mean how deeply you are connected with the global trade. How deeply is your organization connected and dependent on other partners. Partners means like suppliers, like the outsourcing companies, okay, like as vendors, how deeply an organization is connected. So I already told you that the virtual economy is a classic example. Virtual business models such as Amazon, such as like Netflix, such as Airbnb, Facebook, Uber, all of these examples, and even the skill development platforms, okay, all of them. Spotify, for example, if you know about the Spotify or these type of, even Apple as well. Imagine Apple has a store where there are hundreds and thousands of developers who develop their apps, and they put their apps on the Apple store. Now, how the Apple is sharing the revenue, that is a very complex, the revenue sharing. revenue sharing models. This is interesting of 21st century development. Okay, how they share their revenue, how they ensure quality, how they deliver service, how they create and innovate. So all these are very big challenges which modern complex organizations are struggling with. So I hope that you have got the idea. Okay, so my dear, these are the 4 syllabus areas. These are the 4 syllabus areas. Then section E is about the skills. Section E is about the skills. So just like SBL, there are 5 skills in SBL. These are communication, analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. All these 5 skills are now part of the APM as well. Okay, so the communication, analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen, all these skills are part, and you need to work on these skills because there are marks. Just like SBL, there are 20 marks for these skills, but these 20 marks are structured in a different way as compared to SBL. But anyway, there are 20 marks. So welcome to brand new APM paper. Next is employability and technology skills. So what you will need to, you don't need to learn anything about this. This is just for your awareness. Means what you are expected to do, such as use computer technology to efficiently access and manipulate relevant information, work on relevant response options using available functions and technology. In the paper, this is about within the exam. This is about within the exam. Means you should be able to open, you should be able to click, you should be able to read all the requirements, you should be able to open the screen, close the screen, navigate through the screen, all these things. Okay, all right. Any question? Till now, any question? Till now, you have any question? So we can take 5 minutes break. 5 minutes break we can take. And after break, we can start from approach to examining the syllabus. All right, my dear, thank you. Thanks very much for your response. So after 5 minutes of break, we will start discussing the new exam structure. Okay, see you after 5 minutes. Welcome back. So we are now going to discuss approach to examining the syllabus. Advanced Performance Management exam builds upon the skills and knowledge examined in the performance management exam. At this stage, candidates will be expected to demonstrate an integrated knowledge of the subject. Integrated knowledge of the subject. This is where a lot of students don't understand. They learn the subject in isolation. And interesting thing is that SBL and APM both requires an integrated thinking. Integrated thinking means where multiple topics can be interlinked with each other. Multiple topics. So when you are looking at a picture, this is very interesting point to understand. Okay. When looking at performance, picture does not mean photo, but overall the performance picture, like how it looks like. We need to look at multiple factors. Look at multiple factors contributed to the current situation. Okay, current situation. How many factors have contributed? This is called integrated way of looking at performance. So both SBL and APM, both papers requires the same thinking. Okay, so demonstrate an integrated knowledge of the subject and an ability to relate their technical understanding of the subject to issues of strategic and operational importance to the organization. This is another point. This is another point that when you are looking at the issues, you should look at both strategic and operational. The examination will also focus on the following professional skills and behaviors. This is, we already have discussed that the skills need for exam: communication, analysis, evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. All right, let's discuss now the exam structure. The syllabus is assessed by a 3 hours and 15 minutes computer-based exam. Okay, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So section A of this exam will always be 50 marks case study based on an organization in a particular business context. 50 marks will comprise of 40 technical marks and 10 professional skills marks. All the professional skills will be examined in section A. This is the point. That total section A question, there's one question, total for 50 marks. Out of these 50 marks, there will be 40 marks and 10 marks. So 40 marks will be awarded on the basis of technical knowledge. Technical knowledge. Okay. And 10 marks are professional skills. So all skills mentioned, it is mentioned here that all professional skills will be examined in section A. All skills. What are all skills? Communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. Okay, so this is a new format for the exam. Previously it was not the case. Previously there were 4 marks in 50 marks question, 4 marks for like report. There were typical report, and the 4 marks were given on the basis of the format structure of the report. But this time now 10 marks are complete for professional skills. So we will look at what those professional skills actually demand. But now you should be clear. If this means This means an interesting point. Means you have to write only for 40 marks. You don't have to write for 10 marks. 10 marks will be given on the basis of if your answer meets the requirements. Okay, if your answer meets the requirements, you will not need to write separately for 10 marks. You have to write for 40 marks. You are clear on this point? Hello, are you clear on this point? The same goes to the SPL as well. The same point is there in the SPL. In SPL, there are 80 marks, technical 20 marks, professional skills, but you don't have to write for those 20 marks. You have to just write for 80 marks. My dear, are you clear on this point? Are you clear on this point? 40 marks, 10 marks, and you have to write for 40 marks. Perfect. Okay, all right. And Sweta, you understand as well? I hope I am pronouncing your name correct. Am I saying your name correctly, Sweta, or should I include S as well? My pronunciation is correct, Sweta? All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So we are talking about the marks allocation. It will include the organization mission statement and strategic objectives, and candidates will be expected to be able to assess, evaluate the methods by which organization is controlling, managing, measuring performance in order to achieve its objectives. That is the point. That is the point. That is the point where a lot of students don't understand. You need to understand it. You need to understand it. That APM is about evaluation, about assessment. You need to understand that when you are required to evaluate something, for example, you are required to evaluate this pen. Organization needs this pen, but currently it is using this pen. Need this pen, but currently using this pen. So you are required to evaluate whether this pen makes sense for the organization performance or not. Okay, so this is what you need to learn. Next, including an evaluation of the organization performance report, its information systems, new strategies or projects, and its performance management and measurement systems. Candidates should understand that they will be expected to undertake calculations, draw comparison against relevant information, where appropriate, and be prepared to offer alternative recommendations as needed. Management accountants are required to look across a range of issues which will affect organizational performance, the achievement of objectives, and impact on operations. And so candidates should expect to see Section A of the exam focus on a range of issues from across syllabus, Section A, B, and C. These will vary depending on the business context the case study in Section A is based on. So this means that you can expect most of the part of the question A will be set around Section A, B, and C of the syllabus. Section A question will ask candidates to produce a response in a specific format, for example, a report to the board of directors. Okay, so this is the story of Section A. Now let's talk about Section B. Section B there will be 50 marks for question B, section B, and there will be 2 questions. Candidates will be required to answer further 2 25-mark questions in section B of the exam, which will normally comprise of scenario-based questions. The 25 marks will comprise of 20 technical marks and 5 professional skills marks. This is the point. This is the point. There will be, section B will have 50 marks. 50 marks will be divided into question 2, question 3, because there is question 1 in section A, 50. Section B, there will be 50 marks, question 2, question 3, 25 each. Out of this 25, there will be 20 marks and 5 marks. 20 marks and 5 marks. Okay, 20 marks for technical and this for professional. So same approach. You will have to write for 20 marks. You don't have to write for 5 marks. So 5 marks will be given on the basis of you, for how successfully you follow the requirements of the question. Okay, now tell me, if we look at the total 100 marks, total 100 marks, and out of these 100 marks, there are 80 technical and 20 are professional. Okay, hello, are you clear? 20 professional marks, 20. 80 technical marks and 20 professional marks, skills marks. All right. The 20 marks will comprise of 20 technical marks and 5 professional skills marks. Section B question will examine a combination of professional skills appropriate to the question. Each question will examine a minimum of 2. Just like in question 1, all skills tested, but in section B questions, 2 skills will be tested in 1 question too. Okay, 2 skills will be tested. One of the section B question will come mainly from syllabus section D. This is another point which you need to understand. One question of section B will come from syllabus section D. What is syllabus section D? There are few models, BLS scorecard, balance scorecard, building block model, pyramid, ABM. One question will be tested from section D, means 25 marks coming from section D of the syllabus. However, other section B question can come from any other syllabus section. Section B question will also require candidates to address a range of issues influencing performance of organization specific business situation. Total marks are 100. How will the IBM exam look like? Here is the screenshots for you. So you can see here in the screen, APM specimen from September 2022 onwards. This is latest specimen that is applicable from September 2022. You can see the screen, how it will look like. Okay, on the left side, there is exhibits. On the right side, there is window for the overall overview. Okay, then there are requirements, then there are response options. Here are the requirements for the question 1, section A. It is now 1st September, write a report to the CEO. So you can see here, you have to write a report to the CEO of the Department for Internal Affairs to respond to his instructions for work in the following areas. Okay, so Nada reported the CEO of the Department of Internal Affairs to respond to his instructions for work on the following areas: the critical success factors and key performance indicators for deal and police, 16 marks. And then there are evaluation of the value for money, service provided, 14 marks, use of league tables in measuring the performance of deal and 10 marks. Now look at, here is the interesting point. There are 10 marks. 10 marks professional skills. Professional marks will be awarded for the demonstration of skills in communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. Actually, because this is the first time ACCA is going to experiment with other strategic professional exams with other key skills. So all the 10 marks have been given on the basis of skills. I think there should have been segregation. There should have been division on these marks. Okay, like 2, 4, 5, 6, but there is no division, all the 10 marks. Anyway, section B of the question paper. Question number 2. Question 2. You can see the exhibits, the window on the right side, left side. Then there are requirements, 25 marks. Now it is September 20 X5. Respond to the CEO's request for work on the following areas: introduction of the just-in-time and cost of quality, 13 marks, and 7 marks, and 5 marks for professional marks awarded for the demonstration of skills in analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen in your answer. Basically, the purpose is that ACCA wants you to develop all these skills during your studies. So when you go into the workplace, or if you are already working, you need to develop these all skills to apply. This is basically the need. Okay, ACCA wants you to learn these skills, not just to pass exam, but to apply at your workplace. And that will be a big plus point for you. You are not ordinary accountant. I already told you. Okay, you will be working as a consultant, a specialist, an advisor to the organization. So for an advisor, for a consultant, you need all these skills. Okay, and then same is question 3. Question 3, same 25 marks, same division, 15 marks, 5 marks, and 5 marks for professional skills marks awarded on demonstration of skill analysis and evaluation. Analysis and evaluation and commercial acumen in your answer. In ACCA platform, you know, there are like I think 3 or 4 papers available for your practice, but as there are many papers available just for June 2022 exam, so after that I think there will be more practice questions uploaded that will be suitable for September 2022. So you will have plenty of practice available, no need to worry that all. And then there is a blank workspace available for you where you can practice. Okay. All right, then understanding APM-CB exam technique. Good exam technique alongside good technical knowledge is key to exam success. But what is good exam technique in advanced performance management? How do you improve these skills? And what about the professional skills marks? This is required from you. Each exam technique covers many areas, including understanding the structure of the exam and the way in which questions are asked. You need to learn all these, the way questions are asked. Question 1, for example, requires you to use the question scenario to gain a complete picture of the tasks that you have been set and therefore maximize your opportunity to score marks. By the way, because this is the first time APM paper is going to be, APM paper is restructured on the basis of 80-20. So this time I hope that the marking would be relatively lenient, soft marking. And then because this is the first time ACC is experimenting, but in the coming stages, coming exams, as the markers, the developers will learn more, so they will getting more mature. Summary of changes to the APM syllabus applicable as from September 2022. Here's a list of topics that have been removed and added to the syllabus. APM syllabus has been restructured with few key changes. Topics removed from the syllabus are Section B, impact of risk and uncertainty on organizational performance. Section E3, predicting and preventing corporate failure. Topics added to the these are quite big topics, especially Section B, which has been removed, impact of risk and uncertainty on organizational performance. The complete section has been removed. Okay, there were previously maximax, maximum, min-max, probability, these type of risk measurement methods were there, but now these have been removed. Section E3, predicting and preventing corporate failure. This topic was also quite big, but has been removed. Topics added to the syllabus, these are more theoretical topics added, such as data analytics has been expanded with following addition. Data silos, B1C data silos, B4C, different methods of data analysis such as diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive. B4D is use of alternative methods of data analytics such as text, image, video, voice analytics, and sentiment analysis, just like as, for example, social media. Most of the data on the social media is unstructured data, okay, such as likes, responses, photos. So how will you analyze that? Then ethical issues relating to information collection and processing, like use of black box algorithms, large scale data collection and mining, etc., etc. And then there are Section E, professional skills have been added. So paper, changes to the paper, we already have discussed that. Section A, now there will be 50 marks, but 40-10 into distribution. And Section B, there will be division of 20 to 5, 20 and 5. Okay, and resources for APM-CB exam preparation, there will be specimen exam, practice exam, plenty of practice will be available. No need to worry that all about practice. How I will add and lead value and lead and add value. Knowledge book I will provide you, full syllabus coverage with clear understanding and learning of technical knowledge. Summary notes, practice kit, comprehensive practice of the syllabus, continuing support through WhatsApp group, train you how to develop structured approach to pass APM exam, train you how to read an APM questions, train you how to connect the dots information given in the scenario, how to read, analyze tasks, what is effective communication through writing, improve your writing skills, how to structure and draft the answer, avoid mistakes and time management skills. But the condition is here is that whether how serious you will be. This is also up to you. How much passionate you will be. How much disciplined you will be, because to pass this paper requires a disciplined approach, just like SPL. just like SBL. Anything, by the way, anything in life. If you want to achieve, you need a disciplined approach. You need a disciplined approach. You need consistency. You need commitment. And you will need to compromise on short-term happiness, short-term pleasure. That is, there is always a compromise. There is always a choice. You have to make choice. And life is all about choices. Okay? Whatever you want to achieve, you have to follow a disciplined approach. How important that is for you. You have to choose. And if you set a time, if you focus on this, if you promise with yourself that yes, you have to pass it, you have to achieve it, there's nothing difficult. You just need to develop this discipline approach. And studying APM performance management. When studying for APM paper, it is not necessary for or desirable to learn everything in your study material parrot fashion. Simply repeating what you have seen in your study manuals in the exam is never likely to satisfy examiner requirements. What is important is to read a material, understand and appreciate the issues, think about them. Then practice past exam questions dealing with these areas. This will help you to develop the skills of critical analysis that you will need both in the exam and in your professional work. Then practice past exam questions dealing with these areas. This will help you to develop the skills of critical analysis that you will need both in the exam and in your professional work. Being a professional level paper, it's important to read around the subject too. Read around the subject to mean there are plenty of technical articles on the ACCA website relating to APM paper. And these are essential reading. These articles have a long shelf life. So older articles are equally as important as articles from the past. Plus, as an APM paper tutor, I find that using real life examples helps you students to understand the concepts covered during the courses and make the material come alive. So these examples, I will be sharing a lot of real life examples with you to make this subject more lively, more real, close to real world. Okay. And these examples can be found in quality newspapers and news websites. Try to read a good quality newspaper. Good quality newspaper, for example, you can read BBC is a good quality newspaper. Guardian or Guardian is a good newspaper. Like Bloomberg, you can read. You can read the, but there are other paid services out there like Wall Street Journal, All Economist, or the New York Times. These are paid. But if you have downloaded the apps and you just glance through the headlines to get an idea about what is going on in the world, that would also be very good. At morning, at breakfast table, for example, you just go through the news headlines. Okay? This is very good habit if you develop. In the morning, your meal or breakfast table. Glance through news headlines will give you a good idea. And then there are podcasts. If you are using Apple phones, iPhones you are using, there are very useful podcast channels. I will share it with you in the coming classes, where you can subscribe and you can, when you are driving or when you are in gym, for example, you are in fitness class, you are jogging, you can listening to those, update and refresh your knowledge. Then there are exam reports, which you need to get through to give an idea what students make mistakes and how you need to avoid. And then studying advanced performance management, one APM paper question may well focus on several different parts of the syllabus. I already told you this is called integrated approach. Okay, several different parts of the syllabus. At this level, you can't just view each topic as being in a separate box. You have to appreciate how they are all linked. This is much more real life. Much more real life. If you are a management accountant in the real world, the management of the company may ask you to assess performance of particular division. They are not likely to tell you to assess performance of the division using residual income with annuity-based depreciation or whatever. It will up to you. So same concept goes to APM paper as well. Then there are a few skills which you will need to pass this paper. We will keep discussing all these things. Okay, and tips for effective learning, productive study is a need study space. Get creative in space you have. Remove all distractors from the study space. All essentials at right place, notes, pencils, notebook, and water bottle and snacks. So APM course in numbers, there will be almost 17 weeks plus study session and 50 plus hours of study time. Hours may be around 55 or 60 because there will be extra classes as well. There will be extra practice as well. 50 plus exam focused practice questions, 100% syllabus coverage, 10 plus assignments if you will be serious about that. 2 mid-session mocks if you will be serious about that. And August 1st, 2022, day of completion, your syllabus will be completed. Okay, so that's it from our today's session, introductory session. Okay, now it is your turn to ask question before I close the session. I hope I have been able to enable you to make you clear about this subject, about the future of this subject, about the topics, about the content, about exam style, about paper structure, about syllabus structure, about my style, about what I will be doing, how I will be adding value, how I will be helping you. You all might have now learned about. Okay, so now if you have a question on your side, you are most welcome to ask any question. Now this is your turn to ask question. I guess no question. So thank you very much for joining today's class. And it was a pleasure having you guys in the class. And thank you very much for all your participation and being present in the class. I hope you have got the picture of advanced performance management, what this paper is, and how you need to learn, how you need to work on this paper, and looking forward to see you guys in the next class. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening, and bye.